Rachel Zegler is at it again.
I really do believe that. There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy.
I have learned the hard way that we have to be fearless and loud in order to be heard, and to prepare for the backlash that occasionally comes with that outspokenness.
The reality is she's just not stable. Like the majority of people, they're just not stable human beings.
I think people will just do anything to not acknowledge that respect is earned and not just given to you in life.
What she fails at more than anything is she doesn't have the ability to phrase or frame anything in a way that wins you.
She was unaware that it was being recorded, that it would leak, and that the entire internet would hear it. But now they have.
Hard. And it's lonely. It's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay.
In the Rachel Zegler Evita story, a new bombshell has just surfaced, and this time it's not a memo. This time, it's her voice, not a grainy film, not conjecture from unnamed crew members or scrawled director notes. Within hours of its subdued premiere, a leaked audio tape purportedly taken during one of the last Evita revival rehearsals went viral on fan forums and influencer direct messages and private theater circles.
I never want it to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I have when I say that this has been the biggest adjustment of my life. Like understanding the way my life operates now, being who I am, and the things that I've been so fortunate to make. It comes with so much ground. So much ground that I never thought I would be able to cover, and that people think I'm doing poorly and other people think I'm doing gracefully, and I don't think I'm doing it at all.
What's included, what's being said, and why is this one tape abruptly altering the tone of the entire scandal? According to several insider sources, if the video of her purported meltdown generated a stir, it is starting a fight. It is brief, grainy, but damning. The audio shows what appears to be a backstage outburst from Rachel Zegler during a rehearsal break. She is heard raising her voice, criticizing members of the production team, and making statements that, if true, are already causing rifts among the fan base.
I just saw this video that was like, Rachel Zegler doesn't have a single movie role lined up after Snow White. Rachel Zegler is making her West End debut in the biggest leading role in a musical of all time. Like, she's playing Ava Perón in a Jamie Lloyd production of Evita. I promise y'all don't need to be worrying about her career like that.
And this is what intensifies it more. The leak occurs a few days after Rachel's legal team demanded in letters to Cease Andes that all backstage footage related to the Evita production be removed, including the now viral video purportedly showing her throwing a prop. Fans are now wondering if they attempted to have that video taken down in anticipation of what would happen next.
Film industry, when you are an actor, when you sign one of these contracts in the entertainment industry, I think a lot of people on the outside think that if you are somebody who has a lot of publicity around you and your name is attached to a project, that means that you have a ton of control or a ton of intel, but usually that is not the case. Unless you are Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively with all of their films apparently, or Margot Robbie in Barbie, and you are also an executive producer. As an actor, you don't get to dictate anything. You don't get to dictate if a film actually happens. You don't get to dictate when it is shot, how it is shot, if you can ever speak about it to the public. You are simply just there to show up and say your lines and look the way they want you to look. That is our job, and that was my job on this production. So again, that's really all I can.
Because this isn't just another internet rumor. It's a voice, it's emotion, it's raw. And depending on who you ask, it's either the setup Rachel's team feared most or the proof the producers were waiting for. So how bad is it? What exactly can be heard? And why is this 34-second audio clip causing more outrage than anything that has leaked so far? Let's go back in time, because this one recording might be the loudest chapter in a scandal that is already deafening.
Rachel Zegler has been described as a walking PR disaster for Disney's. We've heard her bag the classic story before, but there's more.
Like most online wildfires, it began in the shadows and didn't appear on a well-known website, originate from a verified account, or even have a name when it was first published. A 34-second audio recording called Stage 1 that was attached to an enigmatic voice message in a closed West End WhatsApp group. MPP3. Without any watermark, context, or markings, what transpired next was instantaneous.
to say, I don't know the ins and outs of the payment for these actors. To be honest, there is not a single show, a movie, or anything that I've seen really in the last 5 years that made me think these people need to be paid more. I'm sorry, but I can tell you that I wouldn't have felt that way had they not come forward and complained about it. And that's it.
Just really, why are you even worried about yourself getting paid when I thought this was about standing up for the little guy, advocating for the actors who don't get the A-list castings and aren't having their faces put on billboards but still deserve to be paid appropriately. And instead, it's about you in the dress. It's just not a good look.
Within an hour, the same clip started making the rounds on private Twitter, circling inside Reddit threads titled "An SFW Theater Leaks," and then TikTok managed to obtain it. The clip wasn't even clear. All that could be heard was the faint echo of a young woman's voice cracking slightly as she yelled something during rehearsal. But when people heard what she allegedly said, they recognized Rachel Zegler, or someone who sounded a lot like her, and the line that caused it to go viral was where things got messy.
The whole crying thing. It only seems genuine when Holly does it, but with Rachel it seems like she's acting. Not long ago, this is what she was saying. See, this is the reason people don't buy it. Don't get me wrong, she has a fan base, she has a following, she has people defending her, as she should have, but the way this damage control tour is becoming a bunch of statements that she should have made at the start, it all just makes her look worse.
This is a joke, none of you get it, according to some. This role was mine from day one, stop questioning me, according to others. Her tone wasn't just harsh, it was cracking like someone who had been holding it in and then suddenly snapped. She yelled at the director and used a few profanities. The point is that while the facts are unclear, the emotion that came through was very clear. She was angry, upset, and possibly even ashamed.
I think the world needs a lot more of that these days, so that would be rule number one. And also, dogs are better than people. That would be something else. I think that works.
And suddenly, by the time the video clip reached 50,000 plays, viewers had something fresh to analyze. Not just the facial expressions from a paused frame or the leaked paragraphs from an email. They had a voice, an attitude, and a meltdown with sound. Edits were already making the rounds. The designers of talk included subtitles. Some people slowed it down, while others compared it to previous Zegler interviews, pointing out that the tone wasn't consistent with a polished image she presented during press junkets, which is when the really turmoil began.
The only excuse I can make for her is that she's young, she's immature, she doesn't know any better. I've never heard of her before. I don't know if this is her first project or if she's done movies like this before or anything that has anything to do with acting before. But girl, this wasn't it. Like, why'd you go and dog your own movie? Dog Disney, dog the writer. She dogged everything. Now she's mad because they done fired her from upcoming projects, but you're not a team player. Why would somebody want to hire you when you don't know how to play your parts? Like, you didn't know how to play your part in the movie and in the real world.
Because Rachel Zegler wasn't the only one having a rough day. This was Rachel Zegler was caught in the act or forced into it. And all of a sudden the story was changing once more because by the time the audio reached popular YouTube commentary channels, it had not only confirmed people's suspicions, but also given them new reasons to believe or be afraid of what would happen next, which would divide fans in two. Everyone heard something somewhat different from the footage, which had already split into multiple interpretations, but one thing was evident in all of them. Rachel Zegler wasn't acting. Rather, she was enraged. According to insiders who said they were present during that specific Evita rehearsal, the moment that was recorded on tape wasn't a line from a script or a scene from a performance. Rather, it was unrehearsed, raw emotion. Rachel allegedly broke character mid-scene, turning mic away and releasing the most common transcription. "You people don't understand that this role was mine from the beginning, and you're treating me like I'm disposable." Other snippets allegedly caught in the clip, "I'm not a puppet, okay? I'm not here to play nice for you. He's rewriting everything last minute. And I'm the one who looks insane. Don't talk to me like I'm some random girl from Twitter. I'm the lead even if the audio is grainy." The tone was unmistakable. There was bitterness, there was stress. But there was also something else, entitlement. That last quote in particular became a lightning rod within hours. The phrase, "I'm the lead," was trending on X formerly. Twitter people began stitching it into parody videos, fan edits, and even musical remixes. It was being mocked, but also analyzed, dissected, weaponized, and suddenly the backlash wasn't just about one outburst, it was about perception. To critics, this was confirmation of everything they'd suspected, that Rachel was clashing with the cast, that she saw herself as untouchable, that the chaos behind Eva wasn't exaggerated, it was spiraling. To defenders, though the tone said something different, they argued it was frustration, not arrogance, the sound of a young actress cracking under pressure, an artist tired of being blamed for a production unraveling around her. One TikTok comment with over 25,000 likes read, "She sounds pushed, not spoiled," and that's what made this leap more polarizing than anything before it. The director notes painted her as difficult. The rehearsal footage showed her allegedly throwing a prop, but this was her voice, not someone else's summary, not someone else's angle, just her. And it forced people to ask the real question: was this the smoking gun the producers had been waiting for, or was it proof that Rachel Zegler was being baited, pushed into snapping so someone could hit record? Because if this audio was leaked by someone inside the theater, that wasn't an accident, it was a plan. And the bigger question wasn't what she said, but why the world is only hearing it now. And that's what makes what came next even more terrifying, is the fact that the audio broke the cast. Within hours of the leak becoming public, numerous anonymous posts purporting to be from crew members who were present that day started to appear on Reddit threads and private theater forums. One of them said, "I knew someone was recording, you could feel it, like something was about to blow." Someone else wrote, "She was cracking for days, but hearing it out of context, that's not the Rachel I worked with." As for the supporting cast, one alleged chorus member wrote anonymously when the clip was released, "Some of us re-listened 5 times, some defended her. Some just said, finally." The division was instant, and it didn't stop at the cast. Another backstage dresser reportedly said via direct message to a West and Gossip account that no one was surprised the tension had been building all week, and she made everyone walk on eggshells. A former assistant choreographer, who had since left the project, posted on Instagram and later deleted no comment, but some people are only difficult when no one listens. That post alone was shared over 40,000 times before disappearing. The theater industry, which has long been known for keeping internal drama off the record, was suddenly caught in the crossfire of fan-driven forensic analysis. According to one leak, a rehearsal report that was filed after the incident contained similar phrasing to what was caught on the audio. This suggests that the producers may have known this clip existed long before it was leaked. Even the producers were surprised by the ripple effect that resulted from every cast interaction, every absence from the curtain call, and every blurry backstage selfie being reinterpreted through the lens of the audio. This was because, in the wake of legal threats, take-home demands, and a storm of speculation, silence was no longer an option, and the pressure would only increase over the next 24 hours because, suddenly, the person being judged wasn't just Rachel, but everyone who had heard that tantrum live and let it slide. As the audio clip gained momentum and public opinion swung wildly, with one question echoing louder than the others: where was Rachel Zegler's team? After the tape surfaced, Rachel's publicist was called for comment within hours.